Good afternoon from Seattle. We're continuing our legal blogging in 45 chapters, but we're not doing it outside because it is pouring rain, so we won't get the nice views that we normally get for backgrounds on these programs. The topic I want to cover today is the platform for legal blogging. It seems pretty obvious today that you would just log on and blog somewhere. When I started blogging, a number of years back, you had to choose where you wanted to blog, whether you were downloading software. Actually, at the time that I started, it said just download this and write a script and put it on your server, which seemed pretty intimidating and was why I got into blogging, because I couldn't find a platform that could do that type of thing for me. So the obvious things you want to be looking for today are WordPress. WordPress.com or WordPress.org, where you're getting the software for free. WordPress.com, where you're paying certain things for it. But WordPress dominates for software. It is ubiquitous. It is basically like Word for word processing. It's that big. And if you want to look at what that means, is 42% of all websites. That means 42% of all websites are running on WordPress, which is a pretty staggering number when you think about it. Almost half of everything you go to on the web is being run on WordPress. And when you look at the top, million sites or top 100 sites, you're even looking at larger percentages of sites. So WordPress can do pretty amazing things. It's not limited to a piece of blogging software. It is running 68% or 65% of all content management solutions. So someplace that is publishing content or managing content like a blog, it's got to be running on WordPress like 66% of the time. So you're seeing how this dominates. And these curves are going like that. It's not leveling off. It's not going down. WordPress is sunsetting everything else as far as value. One thing I just want to make clear for you as you understand it is WordPress is open source, which means you can go to WordPress.org and get it. And it's basically, open source. You can use software to build on top of. So many people use open source software to build solutions on top of it. Like my company, LexBlog, uses WordPress to build things on top of WordPress that make it work for the legal community. WordPress.com is a private company owned by Automatic, named after Matt Mullenweg, that runs the largest installation of WordPress in the world. So it takes the open source WordPress, puts it in a platform called Automatic, and then offers it to people. So if that was one of your choices, you would go and see, okay, what does it offer me in a business solution for me as a lawyer, and is that enough that I would need, not knowing anything about tech, to be able to run it on my own and be able to run with it? Some people might be able to do that. I think they pay somewhere around $39 a month for that type of thing, but it still leaves something to really do some work with. I couldn't have used it as an individual lawyer, not knowing technology. I don't even know if I could use it today without getting help from somebody in LexBlog. The thing that I would advise you doing is getting on a managed platform. Somebody that manages this piece of software for you. So let's say it's WordPress. You want to get on a managed WordPress platform so that you can blog. That means that things are taken care of for you that you don't want to take care of, or that you really don't even know how to take care of one way or the other. What would a managed platform include? It would include the administration, of the software. How is this set up? How is it administered? How is it updated? The hosting would be taken care of. They're managing the hosting. Hosting's not trivial. You have to make the software in alignment with the hosting environment. You have to do certain things that is going to be secure, that privacy is concerned about. It's not trivial. Security, updates, features, backups, all those type of things. You don't want to do a bunch of work and find out that it wasn't backed up and you lost it. So you want to be on a managed platform. It's not some grandiose expense. You can do a search for WordPress managed platform and you'll find various solutions out there. And there actually there are managed platforms on top of managed platforms. And so in the case of LexBlog, we're a managed platform for blogging in the law. However, we use a platform called WP Engine down in Austin that manages our cloud environment, our software for WordPress that we build on top of. So we're using a managed platform that wouldn't provide everything a lawyer needs to build things that a lawyer would need, somebody in the legal profession would need in order to publish. So what you're recognizing today compared to the technology of 15 and 20 years ago, things are growing so fast. People build on top of things to make it easier, and easier for people to be able to use, and easier and easier for companies like Lexbug to be able to do more for people, because we can get specific things that we wouldn't have been able to get years ago. Years ago, we had a managed platform, but we had to run our own servers. We had to put our servers in a rack. Then we had to have cloud environments at Amazon or Google. Today, we actually have a managed platform. So when you're looking for your platform, one, go to Word. You want to be using WordPress, and then secondly, be using that managed platform. So one, WordPress. Secondly, the managed platform. And it's really up to you to decide what you need for that managed platform. But that's all I wanted to talk about today, was what your software should be, what your platform should be. Thanks much, and have a good evening.